Okay, so I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I got it moved into my new apartment, and so still sorting this stuff out. But this is one of the things that came with me on the move, and it's the best thing I've ever done, probably. It's my Rio Grande backpack. This is my hiking, backpacking, survival, everything backpack. I had this thing for at least 10 years. Um, Originally bought it in Nashville at the Army Navy surplus store, and you know have not found anything better than it yet. Don't know how many liters it is. It's pretty good size. Well, you can see it's up against a like 2 foot tall dresser or so. So, uh, but anyway, it's packed up. And I've had it packed for a while, but it's rigged right now for travel. So it's not something I'd easily throw on my back until I'm ready to go, because you have to got the straps all the way up against the back of it, so that the could go on the Greyhound. And I've got it over here now, so I'm gonna I'm gonna do a complete loadout. So I don't know how long this video will be, because it's got a lot of stuff in it, and it's not terribly heavy. I can pick it up with one finger and a hand. Probably heavier than any of the ultralight backpackers would want to carry, but they also don't have, they never put their food in their backpack, and they don't put, actual like survival equipment. And a lot of them have the hydration packs and stuff like that that weigh more when they're loaded. Okay, the top pocket is a zipper pocket in the back here. Of course, the first thing is insect repellent. I'm going to slide it over into a section that I'm going to make health and beauty right here, since I'm going to unpack everything. I put it on the top because I was living in the South forever, and there's mosquitoes everywhere there. Spare batteries, of course. And I've just got them loose up in there because I never know when I'm going to need them either. Now, I'm actually going to put them in health and beauty too, because you're going to use a flashlight at night. Here is the health and beauty bag. It's just a ditty bag. This ditty bag's probably 20 years old. And had it for, yeah, I've had it since I was actually young. In it, I've got just that's my towel for, like wiping my face and stuff. And then the rest of this in here is toilet paper and wet wipes, things like that. So it's like it's a toiletry bag, but it's more like your desperation toiletry bag. Flashlight. These are cheap. These are free, actually, from Harbor Freight. If you buy something, they give you these for free, and it is bright. I mean, it is fantastic. And they're hard to turn on, so they don't accidentally turn on. But that's what the spare batteries are for, because I've actually never ran the batteries out of one of them, because they normally get dirty at my job and stuff. So because I use them there more often than I use anything. But I've got the spare batteries. Now, this is clothesline. This is cotton clothesline with hook. This is $1 at the Dollar Tree. You'll see people put paracord in their backpacks. You're not going to use paracord to climb anything. You're not going to use paracord to like carry anything, or do anything real important with paracord. But this stuff is rugged. Like if you took 2 strands of it, you could climb a mountain with it. It's a clothesline, so you hang up wet clothes on it, and I've never seen one break in my life. Plus, it has the handy dandy little hook for wrapping around a tree for one of the other things I'm going to do here. Now, the clothesline I'm going to put in another section for shelter over here. Back to the pocket. Notice the backpack's standing straight up on its own while I'm playing around with it. That's because I packed it right. A lot of these people will sit there and their packs will fall over on them and stuff, and they can't get things out of it easily. And or when they do, it starts falling over. But this is extra stuff. This is a pair of gloves and an extra chamois towel. The super absorbent towels I love because if it's raining, it's going to be in the waterproof pack, and then when it's done raining, one of these can dry off your whole body and keep, so you get the fire started, strip down, dry off, and your clothes are drying in front of the fire, and you're ready to go after that. Health and beauty for the gloves and that because it's protecting the body. The other thing is spare hat. Always love these covers. Very comfortable and sweat absorbent and just cool looking. Plus it matches the pack. Now my normal hat is kind of obtuse because it'll be either a boonie hat that's that same digital color, or it'll be my mix match camo boonie hat, which is always with me, so I'm not going to put it in the pack stuff. I'll set it over yonder. Because in addition to the boonie hat, the thing that's always with me is my pocket knife. It's a Camillus. I've had this for about 3 years. Holds an edge great. You can see it's kind of worn. But I've used it in the press room and cut paper with it and everything. I think it was like $17, but it's definitely worth it. It's always with me. In addition to that is a pack of cigarettes normally, and a Ronson butane lighter. These are like $3.50 at Walmart in the checkout aisle. Normally they have them sitting up there. There'll be different designs and everything. I've been using these for about 5 years, 5 or 6 years, and this is my third one, I think, because what happens, I smoke cigarettes, so I will wear them out. One good charge of fuel will last at least a month, and they're pretty damn rugged, even though you can wear them out by using them too much, but pretty rugged. That's always with me. Back to the pocket. Last thing in the pocket. Last couple things in the pocket. Ta-da! Dryer sheets. Yes, I have mosquito repellent down. Yes, I have bug repellent down there already. The dryer sheets will keep mosquitoes away, and that's actually, I've proven that, so that's kind of cool. Any scent really, but something that's pleasant to you is probably preferred. I got them in a Ziploc bag, but I'll take like a couple of them after I set the tent up. I'll take a couple of them and throw them in the tent, just so that like it has time to like fumigate for me, so that I don't have to wait for it to act up when the mosquitoes are in there at night. And that was it for the top pocket. That's it for that top pocket. We'll go to the side pockets next. It's not necessarily in order of how I would set up the campsite, because side pockets have 2 zippers that come off the side. This is the food pocket. Now this is a double-walled steel mug, kind of a convenience for me. I love these things. And they work really great, and they're just handy to have around. Keeps coffee warm for hours, and you need oatmeal out of it too. And so that's my indulgence there. The multi-tool's in with the food, just because it would be too much to try to find it in this one. So it's the extra thing that's in the food pocket, and it's just a regular old Ozark Trail multi-tool, Leatherman. Had this for about 4 or 5 years, and I've had to get it out of the backpack because don't have pliers or whatever, need to do something around the house. But that's pretty handy. I think it was like $5, maybe $6, something like that. It's as good as the Leatherman, $40 ones or whatever. It's kind of crazy to go all expansion. Now I'm going to put this over in the shelter building section, and you'll see why after a while that it would come in handy. The other thing is, everybody's favorite combo is the Stanley Cook set with the mug, with a steel mug. I actually got the steel mug for $1 at the Dollar Tree years ago, and years ago. 6-7 years ago probably, and I've actually taken it out of here to use it around the house when just wanted something that size. And thing about my Stanley cook set that is similar to other people's but different is inside of mine you'll see I've got this, and inside of that is a piece of aluminum foil. But anyway, this is a Bud Light stove, a Bud Light alcohol stove. You see them all the time on YouTube. You can just search alcohol stoves, and this is probably the most common design. What it is it's a Bud Light can. You just take the top off and invert it into the inside, and cut you a couple little notches down at the bottom. And you can probably tell this one's been used. They're pretty sturdy. I mean, they still bend a little bit, but they stay together for like forever. And I've had this one since before I moved to Texas, and this was in Tennessee, probably 2016. And they work great. Burns like a burner. Burns like an actual natural gas burner. About 4 minutes for boiling water outside with wind, which is why I have a balled up piece of heavy duty aluminum foil, because that becomes a windscreen for it. And so undo the aluminum foil, you have a windscreen, and it's heavy duty, so you can fold it back again. And so just cheapy aluminum foil, and it protects it. You can fold it up around your cook set. And then an extra piece of aluminum foil. That's more like for a lid for that if I need it, which the lid for the cook set fits on the cup anyway, but you never know when you need more aluminum foil, so a little bit never hurts. In here, water purification tablets. These are the best I've found, actually. They don't leave too much of a taste behind, which kind of sounds weird because they're sodium dichlorocyanate. But I also have a little bit of activated carbon elsewhere in the pack, so if I need to purify the water and filter it, I've got that too, so I can get all the chemical taste out of the water, which, that's a different video. And then both of the cups still fit. A lot of people will take one of them out because they're going single or whatever, just going by themselves. See, I've burned a couple of things on the bottom of this thing before. But that's the cook set. Stacks back nice and neat. And I actually got the cook set on discount because it had already been used, and it actually had a dent in it right there. And you can barely see where the dent used to be because I took a flattener and beat the dent back out to make it back whole again. So they had it half price at the discount shop, the salvage shop. So that's the cook set. Regular old cutlery set. These are the $1.99, $2.99 cutlery sets. They're the best things ever. I mean, seriously, the knives are it's a butter knife, but it's got serrated edges, so you can sharpen it if you want to. I mean, if you need anything more than a butter knife, that's what you've got a pocket knife for. So that goes with the cook set. And then this is my trowel. Holding the camera and doing this kind of sucks, but anyway. My trowel. Got it at Walmart, and oh my gosh, yeah, like 4 years ago or something, maybe a little bit longer, back when I want to do more into it, and it locks in if you want it to. The first time you try to dig some dirt without it locked in, you're going to know. So normally I'll just take it and smack it and it locks in pretty damn good. And but it's hard. It's good. It's I'm not carrying around a freaking e-tool. I know that. But this is what you need to get the campsite started. I'll leave that apart and I'll put it back together. I'll put that with food stuff because I normally dig a hole to put the stove in. Dig a small hole to put the stove in because unless I'm going to have an actual fire, because then you don't have to use the aluminum or anything. You got the hole already. You got the hole ready to go. So you just dig a hole, put an air hole to it, and it's really convenient. It's really nice, very handy to have that, to just dig a hole. Plus, you're going to need it anyway, I'm sure, for something. A lot of people will say, why are you carrying a shovel with you to go hiking? Well, I don't just hike. I do camping. I do backpacking. I do actual, like, bushcraft if I can, if I'm somewhere where I can. A lot of places won't let you cut down trees and make stuff while you're camping there. All right, the other pocket, that was it for that pocket. This pocket's really nice and easy. This is a full bottle of denatured alcohol. And you get this in the paint section, and it is the alcohol for the alcohol stove. And this bottle's pretty old too. I got it for $1 at the Dollar Tree, back when they used to sell them all the time. It's got the small nozzle on top, and I'll tell you what, yeah, it's still most of the way full. I've only used a little bit out of it since I filled it back up. But the denatured alcohol is like $5 for a can that fills this up 3 or 4 times. So, and this will last at least 4 days, 5 days of cooking every meal. And not heavy. It's heavier than one of those jet fuel stoves. Those jet fuel stoves, you don't know how much is left in those. In this, whether you can cook or not. If there's still some in it. So I'll put it with cooking stuff. And then another $1 water bottle. This one's empty right now, but it's got the screw-on cap, and normally I'll strap it to one of the arms on the backpack after it gets filled up. And like I said, it's a $1 buy at the Dollar Tree when they had them, and you can still find them once in a while. And I believe that was it for that pocket. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. This makeup remover. Believe it or not, this thing actually is really good if you got a skin irritation. It's almost like Neosporin. I mean, it's not as good as Neosporin, but it's like a quick thing, and it actually works pretty good for burns too. Believe it or not, if you get a light burn or some rash or anything like this, you rub it on there, and you're good. It's no pain. It's really nice. Really handy. I'll put that in health and beauty, even though it goes in this pocket, because I go through some bad trails. I've gone down some really, really cruddy trails that I'm going to get poison sumac and poison oak and poison ivy, and if I don't cover it really quick, it's going to go everywhere. And most of the time I keep my legs free, but my arms are always bare, So yeah, these were fantastic, and you can pick them up in the makeup section at any box store or anything. Cheap. All right, that's it for the side pockets. So now we're going to unstrap. I'm going to actually lay this down now so I can unstrap it while I have a phone in my hand. And you see I've got everything strapped up through here so that it wouldn't come loose under the bus. Didn't want to throw the backpack under the bus. It's still stained and stuff from old trips. It's got a drawstring at the top that's pretty handy, and that's why I love this Rio Grande backpack. This pocket is just one duffel bag type pocket. All right, this is the tarp, but this isn't the shelter tarp. This is like an emergency shelter tarp. It's a small one. It's also the reason why that clothesline is in the top pocket, because if it's raining or whatever, I'm going to put this up faster than I'm going to be able to find a poncho and try to slide the poncho over my big fat self. So I can put this tarp up in a matter of literally seconds, I think. I'm going to have to test that, see how long it takes me to string this tarp up with that clothesline. But so it's just on top, and it's knee pad if I need it. Knee pad, shelter, extra thing. Cheap at Harbor Freight and really thick. It's actually pretty good and thick. And, worst comes to worst, you've got a blanket too. Shelter. Here comes the part everybody's going to be like, what? Yes, that's an ammo can. That is a Harbor Freight ammo can that they sell. They're like $4.99 or less. In fact, I think at one point they were giving these away free too. But in here is 4 days worth of food, which I have another YouTube video that I did that has the 4 days worth of food in it. Everything that's in that video is in this thing. So, it's right there up top. Plus it has the handle if I got to hang it somewhere. Like a lot of people will hang it up. But everything's vacuum sealed in it. Plus this thing's waterproof sealed. So, raccoons aren't even going to smell it. And so I don't have anything to smell in there. Well, we'll put this with food here. When it all goes back together. Here's something. Now this is, you can see in there, it's got activated carbon, gravel, coffee filters. This is my water filter. This is just, it takes chemicals out. I mean, the activated carbon you buy in the pet section, in the fish section, the fish and lizard section at Walmart. It's like $5 for a big canister of it. You don't need anything more than this. You don't need any more carbon in there than what's in there. And after you pour the water in, it all settles down there to the bottom. Now the coffee filters are there to slow the water so that it actually does have to come in contact with the carbon. And it's got some gravel in there for weighting, and coffee filters on top, because I want the water to go through slow. I don't want it to like pass through like a Sawyer, because carbon takes time to chemically bond to the chemicals that are coming out of your water. If you're just sucking the water right past the carbon as hard as you can because you're thirsty, then you're kind of like defeating the purpose of having that Sawyer water filter. So it's slow. It's got one hole in the bottom. Oh, and I'll have to do another video. So we'll stop here because it says capture size is limited.